Hey guys and gals, this is the 9th of October, and I'm going to Cave Rock for the post Daddy Longball tournament toast to my Hanai cousin Donnie. Passed away, God, years ago, 30 plus. Um, I thought I tried to use my Sony voice recorder, and I didn't like the quality. And the quality of the dash cam, of the Rove, of the sound, I didn't like either. So I'm going to try overdubbing this. My mother said, and I think I said this earlier, that I tend to ramble less when I overdub. So I'm getting on the eastbound 580 here. We're going to take eastbound 80. We're going to take southbound Interstate 580. All the way to Carson City. We're going to cross over Carson Street, and we're going to go up Spooner Summit, and you'll see. Um, I had the most interesting thing happen this morning. I got to bed real late because of the nap deal, so I got up and I went to get my ice, and I had my breakfast heating up in the microwave, and I noticed a guy and a gal kind of standing out in the driveway, talking on the phone. I didn't pay too much attention, but you gotta always be aware of your surroundings. So I get my 2 cups of ice and I get my trash bag so I can pick up my trash in the room. And as I'm walking back, I'm fairly close into the office, maybe 6 doors down. The gal calls over to me, and they're probably in their early 50s, maybe 10 years younger than me. Now, I don't like when people, approach me, but um, she said, she says, "I'm a doctor. My daughter is missing. Can you charge my phone?" And I'm smelling, this doesn't smell right. Because if and she said that they wouldn't help her at the office. And I'm thinking, well, if you're a doctor, then you should have enough money to be renting a hotel room where you could charge your own phone. Secondly, if your daughter's missing, why aren't you on the phone with 911? Thirdly, okay, I have a bunch of USB-C cords and a charger, so I look at the phone and it looks like it's an Android. So I go in my room and I get a cord and the charger, and I bring it out and it won't plug. And she says, "Oh no, you need the little flat end." Well, that's an Apple. I don't have an Apple, so I can't help her. But the whole time I'm thinking, you know, I read too much Reddit, and on the scam sub, they talk about the more nonsense you heap on your story, the more likely it's a scam. So when you heap on, "I'm a doctor, my daughter's missing, and they won't help me at the hotel," well, they're not helping you at the hotel because you're not a guest. So I thought that was all just really, really interesting. And it reminds me that you always got to keep your guard up. And it shouldn't be like that, but it is. So apparently I rambled a lot longer because there's still a whole bunch of film left that I'm going to have to edit. So we're heading south on Interstate 580, which is also US 395. And you'll see some road footage. I may put a little music in here because I'm lazy and don't want to edit 20 minutes of film. And we'll see what's next. I'll add in here that I really want to use my voice recorder for when there's something on the road footage I want to make note of, so I can make a note of the time, and then it's a lot easier to look for what I want to find than to have to scroll through endless 5-minute clips of road footage when I'm looking for 10 seconds worth. So that's really one of the biggest reasons that I want the voice recorder. So, and I played to the back, and I'm probably too damn cynical for my own good, but I don't want to take somebody's property, then, oh, you broke it, oh, it doesn't work. You know, I don't let strangers in my hotel room. I don't trust anybody. That's why I wear a body camera. So it's like, you just can't trust anybody anymore, and that's really too bad. So I'm going to add just a little bit in here, and you're going to see something here on the left here shortly, and we're going to press on. Note right here on the left that NHP's hooking somebody up right here on the side of the road. Somebody's going to jail, and it's not me. Where the arrows are the Galena Creek Bridge, and this part of the freeway was designed was thought of in 1956. Construction started up where we know in I-80 in 1964. Hold on. The final section opened in 1978. No, retract that. The final section opened in 2017, and the Galena Creek Bridge part opened in 2012. This bridge is allegedly the largest cathedral arch bridge in the world. So we're going to continue south on Interstate 580 on the way to Carson City, through Carson City, and we'll see what's next. Our first stop of the day finds us just on the opposite side of Spooner Summit on US 50 in Douglas County, California. And you can see a couple of quads pulling out of here. I stopped here because one, I had to, do what many 61-year-old men need to do all the damn time. And I wanted to point out, as I'm gonna walk up here, and I've never really stopped here, but I know what this is, and I want to show y'all the older US 50 Lincoln Highway is now Forest Service Road 1451. And I'm going to walk up to the gate right now. You could walk around it, but I don't think you could drive or ride anything else. You could probably sneak your motorcycle through here, but this right here, you see where the four-lane highway is now. The modern highway is on the south side of this little canyon right here. And then the original, the older, and I assume the original Lincoln Highway US 50 is right here. And this ran through Glenbrook, which is a private little development. Now, oh, here's somebody riding. Looks like they're riding a Triumph. God, it sounds good. My dad had a Triumph for a while. He had a couple of Bonnevilles, and then I rode one on a couple of days ride with the plaintiff once. She rode my scooter and I rode the Triumph, and we had a really good time. That Triumph ride is really nice. It was a nice riding bike. Anyway, there's a golf course in Glenbrook, 9 holes. It's all private now, but they used to take limited public play, and it's membership. So it's not just private, but it's membership only. So, but they used to take public play. Excuse me. And one year, I was up here with the guys. I think it was May, and we played Glenbrook, and it was really nice. It was not all that long, and they had a couple of really short holes, but I thought it was awesome. We walked the course and the whole bit, so seems to me we did. Maybe we did have carts. Oh boy, I'm out of breath. This altitude always hurts me. So I wanted to film this. We're going to head down the hill. We're on our way to Cave Rock, and we'll see. Excuse me. We'll see what's next. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and actually it's about 3:45, and somehow I'm endlessly dialing my phone. I texted my brother Paul to see if they'd hear and left, and he just called right when I turned on the shot in the first place to tell me that they had a 5.5-hour round. They're going to eat and have the awards. So they're going to be out here, or they're not going to be out here for a while. So I'm going to probably 2 hours, maybe. I don't know, hour and a half certainly. So I'm going to probably go get myself a little something to eat. I'm going to pip in a couple of pictures I found of the highway before the Cave Rock tunnels were bored. You could see right there on the left of the rock facing that's where the highway went. So they're not going to be here for a while. I may sit here. I'm going to probably go get a little something to eat or something, but my God, I'm in the middle of nowhere. So we'll probably drive into South Lake Tahoe and get a little something to eat. There's Taco Bell there and McDonald's, so it's not like it's the end of the world. So we'll see what's next. In the closing shot here, when I'm putting together the film, the vlog now, I may not have turned the camera back on when I got back in the car at Cave Rock. So I'm going to kind of go over what I talked about. I didn't go eat. I kind of put my head back for a little while, and boy, it's not like sleeping in the DeVille, that's for damn sure, but it was good enough, and I closed my eyes a bit, and I had a good enough cell service to where I got to watch a few YouTube videos. You know how much I enjoy that. Then the core people showed up, the Hanai and such, and we got the box of whiskey in the little cups, and Paul got up and spoke and thanked us all for coming, and 29 years, and he spoke about his love for his brother, and well, his late brother, and how the love for his family and his friends, and you know, I call it Hanai because that's what my Hawaiian Hanai taught me. So as I walked back out with Haim and I talked, and Haim and I were walking to the car, my mom's car, and he acknowledged that this whole tournament was my idea. I've never really said that really out loud too much, but what happened was Haim and I were in his truck, and we were driving to the Lake Tahoe golf course in Myers, and well, on the way to Myers, from South Shore, and it had been a couple of years after Donnie's passing, and I looked at Haim, and he was driving, and I said, you know, dude, I'm sick of this moping around shit. You know, we need to do something. We need to honor Donnie. And I said, I think we should have a golf tournament, a yearly golf tournament, and call it Daddy Longball. And he looked at me and said, you know, I kind of been wondering what to do, and that's a great idea. So I wasn't really tight with Paul like I am now at the time, so I didn't feel it was my place to approach Paul. I thought I'd be overstepping. So Haim and Paul are blood cousins. So Haim talked to Paul, and Paul was all in. So the first year, 29 years ago, we just had 16 people because we wanted, you know, like a soft opening. When a restaurant opens, before the grand opening, they have a soft opening just to make sure everything's running reasonably well. So the first year we had 16 people, and this year they had 40, I think, is the final count. So, you know, 29 straight years of this. I used to be really heavily involved in the game day operations, and I'm really not now. I mean, I sent the mailer out. Haim dealt with the courses, the cost, and the money and all that stuff, and Paul provided all the support. I'll remind you all that the bench, the memorial bench, is Paul's wife Erin's doing. The family put the money together to buy the supplies, and the Nevada State Parks Department installed it at no cost to us. So we're pretty happy about that. Actually, the bench I was sitting on when I made this last clip is somebody else's memorial bench, and I forgot to take a film of it. So the tournament is kind of sort of my idea, and it felt really good that Haim remembered and acknowledged my role in this. You know, I'm kind of not around these guys anymore, certainly when we traveled and lived in Oregon. So a lot of guys came up either at the dinner last night or also at the Rock, and, you know, shook my hand and hugged me, and, you know, dude, we're concerned about you. We're glad you're here. So after Paul spoke, I just briefly said, you know, I appreciate all of you who came up and, you know, acknowledged me, and, you know, and thanked me for being here. And you all know how difficult it is for me. And Now the guys are all busting my balls, so, I have to answer and say, I hate every one of you, and watch your backs in the parking lot, because I'm going to run your fucking asses over. So we had a big laugh about that. And, I got back, I drove all the way back, and nothing spectacular, and here's the closing shot. This is a little bit longer of a clip than I thought it would be, as a matter of fact, but thank you for watching. And I don't know if I'm going to split this up into 2 parts or not, but thank you for watching another travel clip on Life with Yosef. This is your host, Joe. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you, and we'll see you for the next one.